Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today, in continuation of our talk about the energy and the extraordinary abilities of the human mind, I would like to give you one more example so that you know what our mind can do. Okay. In the year 1906, on 16th November 1906, one boy was born in a place called Ardèche in the province of Ardèche in the country of France. Ardèche was this boy's hometown, and both his parents were school teachers. This boy had two elder sisters, and this boy was called Henry. Because this boy had two elder sisters and a mother, the three women pampered him no end, much to the chagrin of the father. The father said, "Don't spoil him," but these women did not listen to him, to the father. This resulted in this boy becoming wayward, and then, due to several ups and downs and several delinquent jobs, he ended one day stabbing a small boy of his age and then landed in a juvenile delinquency home. After that, this boy had the boy, the favorite of two school teachers, had no looking back into the civilized world. This boy became a hardened criminal, and he was arrested at the age of 25 and given a life sentence. At that time, this boy met his father in prison for the last time. This boy was sent to the penal settlements of France in the year 1930. This boy was uncontrollable and he tried to escape several times, but he was caught and his punishments became more and more severe. But there was one thing in this boy. Right from his childhood, he was very much interested in telling stories. In the year 1943, because of some good deed that he had done, the law at last intervened and released him unconditionally into the penal violence. This boy then roamed around for some time and ultimately landed in Venezuela. Here he was a free man, but he had to start businesses and succeed. He got married, etc., and lived a family life, a very uneventful life for some time. But then, one day, during an earthquake, all his business was destroyed and he came to the roads once again. At that time, because he was waiting to start another business and he had a lot of spare time, he wrote a book about his own life story and his penal settlement experiences, etc., and gave that book or the manuscript which ran to 24 notebooks to a publisher nearby. The publisher saw the book, the manuscript, and then decided to publish it. The rest was history. This book was a national, then international bestseller, was published in 23 languages, had several reprints in 1 year, and like that he became a superstar after some time. His book was so incredible and unbelievable that people were hooked to it, and then this book was made into a movie, and this boy got credit internationally. What I wanted to tell you was, please see how a human mind works. This boy, who was the child of two school teachers, could have become either a teacher or a lecturer or a professor or something else professionally and succeeded in life right from his childhood. But no, he went into an opposite direction and became a criminal. When he was young, he was penalized, sentenced to life imprisonment, and made to suffer a lot. But ultimately, he was released in his middle age, and when he was old, he wrote a life story of his own, and this book was published. Here, destiny has played its part. It probably wanted this boy to go through all this grind so that he can write this book. His book became so powerful that there were uprisings in several countries in Europe, and the penal settlements of these countries were permanently closed just because of this book. He had written it so well because of his own inborn talent of writing stories or telling stories. Now, this is what they say, talent is what you possess, and genius is what possesses you. This boy had the talent to tell stories, and genius possessed him at a later stage and made him write that best selling novel. We will think why you may have seen this what Lord Krishna told Arjuna. Karmanye vadhikarasте ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalhe turbhur ma te sangotsava karmani. Here he says, you have the right to do your duty and to be attached to it, but you have no right to decide about its results. You cannot say that if I do this, this thing will happen. No. There are several factors which decide on the result of an act. This boy was a criminal and he wrote a book, that's all. But even he would not have thought that his book will change Europe and will be a subject of a most famous film in the year 1974. The beauty is, by the time the film was released, this boy Henry was already dead. Henry's full name was Henry Sherrier, and he was called in the underworld and the world as Papillon. You all must have heard this name. Please read his story in detail and find how powerful mind and its energy can be. Mind is so influential that it can make anyone do anything. It is the mind which decides, or it is the God who decides who can do what. Hence, we all should never lose heart. We don't know what sort of inborn talent we are born with, which is lying dormant. At the right time, genius may possess us and make us do impossible or next to impossible things. As one top bodybuilder called Haney once said, we people are impossible and we do impossible things. It is another matter that before we do it, nobody knows that we can do impossible things. Please let me know what you think of my talk on this subject or on this story. If you like my talk, kindly subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that I may remind you of my future videos. Please pardon me for my mistakes in diction, spelling, grammar, appearance, etc. because these are very frivolous matters and I cannot give them any importance while talking to you on spiritual and material matters. Till we meet in my next video, it is good day from TSV Raghavan.